How you doing, folks? Welcome back to ALCHEMOTO's workshop, and as you can see, we are stood in front of the Tiger this time. Harley's having a break. So this video is about the upper crash bars, the tank crash bars for the Tiger 800. Obviously my bike is the XC8, it's a 2019 model. So these tank protector bars are sort of complementing the lower engine bars which do come standard on this bike. As you can see, I'll bring you a little bit closer in a bit, but these ones are actually in a silver finish and these in a black. Yes, I could have changed them, but we'll get more into that in a bit. Now, when you buy these bars, they come with no instructions. You have to download the instructions off the Triumph website, and then you can read on a laptop or on your phone as a PDF format. Now, for anyone who's had a go at these or looking to have a go at these, they are an absolute pig to fit. I am an engineer by trade, so I use spanners every day. That is my job, and they are a bit of a pain if you don't know what you're doing. So I've already got these on. I've left the other side sort of loose to tighten up, but I'm just going to go through what tools you need and leave these covers off, and then show you where all the mounting points are and what you have to do to fit them, just so it gives you an idea if you're thinking of doing so. So I'll bring you a little bit closer. Okay, so we'll go over to the bike, and as you can see, these are the bars on this side. They're a very, very well made bar by Triumph. I'm really over the moon with them, happy with them. I think they're a fantastic fit, and obviously they do complement the lower bars down here, which obviously on my XC8 they are a standard item. Okay, so the tools you're going to need for this job, plus a few extras which I'll go over in a bit. You will need either a Torx set, but don't forget these are engine mounts, so they're going to be quite tight. You need a T45. So I've got a T45 bar there, or you can use a T45 on a socket, okay? That did remove them. I'm just trying different tools to make sure they work, because obviously it might not be something you've got at home. You might not have the socket, but you might have a set of T-bars. Again, always make sure you've got a decent set of T-bars, because they have been known to snap the ends if you're using a cheaper tool. Okay, decent set of Allen keys. In this case you will be using a 5mm. That's usually to remove the plastic covers at the front of the bike to access the front panels. You will need a 12mm socket and a 13mm socket. I don't know why they use a 12 and a 13, but that's just the different mountings, and we'll go over that in a bit. Okay. I use an 8mm long one because I did actually drop the radiator forward just to give me more access to one of the bolts, which I'll go through with you right now. Okay, so as you can see here, now this is onto the engine mounts, and it does actually say in the instructions that you do have to remove the main mount and slacken it off when you slacken these off on both sides, and that's so it's supposed to give you a little bit of play when you tighten the bars up and then settle everything together, so you're not pulling or twisting on one side of the bike. The way to get around that, if you don't want to go that far, it's a little bit more of a pain, but if you fit in this side first, remove this mount and leave the other mount as it is, and again that will be a T45. Okay, and again preferably with a socket, so you want to remove that one. And then behind each of these mounts there will be a 5mm spacer, which is in your kit. You will get a kit with the bars that explains on every step by step what to use. When you remove these, you discard the original and you replace it back with the new one, the washer, and the 5mm spacer that goes at the back of this between the engine mount. Okay, and that's more or less throughout the board on every one of the mountings that you do. Okay, and then on this one here, you'll see there's a bracket right here. So you have to have the bracket bolted to here, and then the engine mount bolted to the lower one. And then underneath, you'll see this bracket here, which goes onto this other bracket here. Okay, and you can see that. So you've got one bracket bolted to the engine down here, comes up to this one. So this is in the kit, and then it bolts onto this, and then to the actual protection bar. And then that one on the top mounting, you see you have to remove this. Now this is where the fun begins, because to get at this one on the inside of the tube, there is a nut on the back of that. So it's easier if you've got someone with you to hold a socket with an extension on the other side of the bike. Otherwise you're reaching over like I did, and the same with the other side. Okay, so that's basically that side. So if you do this and then you just nip them up, don't torque them up. The torque settings are all there. That's the other thing you'll need if you want to do it by the book, is a torque wrench. Okay, but we're just going to go by the rule of thumb for this for now. Okay, so if you do this one first, and this mounting, and then the mounting at the bottom, nothing is going to move by leaving the other side tight, and your bolts will line up perfectly without having to undo the main frame bolt. Okay, and on the other side of the bike, you'll see we have this mounting here, and then the mounting there. I'm just trying to keep me in camera shot, which I haven't tightened up yet. And then the other mounting is at the front down here. Okay, which is just down here. So the original one for the lower crash bar, if you haven't got the lower crash bar, it explains in the kit that if you don't have that and you just fit in the upper, then you go to step, say, 11, miss 12, and then to 13. It tells you that in the instructions. Because I've got these on, I have to remove the bolt for the lower one and then fit the new bolt in the kit through the new mounting on the new tank crash bars, through the lower, and then just tighten that up hand tight with a spanner, and don't torque that up yet. Okay, and then this one here, that one's a pass-through bolt, and in the kit you will have a new one to pass through to that, which is an M10 bolt with a 5mm spacer between the engine block at the back. Okay, and then on this one here you will have a bushing that comes in the kit. You put the bushing in and the new bolt and nut at the back of it, and then you've got a spacer which goes on to here. Okay, it's as easy as that. Right folks, so there you have it. I have got my tank protection bars, my crash bars or upper crash bars fitted to my 2019 Triumph Tiger XCA 800, I should add. But yeah, I've left these in the bright silver for a reason. I like the contrast between the black. I couldn't find them in black and I thought I'll give them a chance. And actually, looking at it now, I prefer that look. I think it just gives a little bit of an edge, and I'll certainly know it's my bike because everyone has the black ones. I think the Triumph Tiger 900, the factory ones actually do come all in a bright finish. But yeah, I'm going to leave them like that. I quite like them like that. So that's it. So like I said, it's a fiddly job. Those are the tools you need that I've explained on the way. I'm going to do the protection well, but if you notice, as I said before, that this slightly does stick out just past the crash bars. It's not that bad. It's only about 1/4 of an inch, but they're in danger of breaking that off. Potentially you could probably put a smaller set in maybe, but the Triumph LED ones are actually quite a good light, so I'll probably look at something else maybe in place or relocate them myself. But yeah, that's it folks. Any more information, please just send me a message if you do try and fit them yourself and you do struggle. But again, the instructions are available to download from Triumph, and everything in there should be explained to you. And the fiddly bits, just take your time with them. But anyway, that's my tank bars fitted, and like I say, it has gone a little bit milder here in the UK. Last week it was -11, -8 or whatever. Pissing down with rain outside today. Not a chance of any riding, and it's Christmas Eve tomorrow. And on the 27th, if you remember on the last vlog, if you've watched that, I did say that this bike is taking us on an epic adventure. I was going to go solo, but I have got now a special guest who's going to join me for a winter motorcycling wild camping trip up to Scottish borders. And that is going to be epic. So we've got going to have about 4 cameras, different views, the drone, and have an epic day's riding and a camp over by some nice little quiet Scottish location for you guys. So please do watch out for that. And we're going to go whether it's pissing down with rain or whether it's snowing. We are getting on the bikes and we are going. So please do keep a lookout for that one. Hopefully that should air just before the new year. So keep checking back on the channel for that one. And if this is the first time you're watching ALCHEMOTO, please do hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like and comment as well if you dare. But for now, folks, thanks for watching this vlog. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we will see you soon. Like I said, Merry Christmas to you all.